Hey, what's up you guys? Welcome to the video. Today we're going to be discussing the importance of a caloric surplus for bulking and gaining muscle, and really why it's the only way to bulk and gain muscle. But before we get into that, my name is Noah. I'm the founder of Get Her Done Fitness, and I made it my mission to help all the young men get the body and confidence you've always wanted. And I'm currently hosting a free video training where I'm showing you guys how to do exactly that. I'm showing you how to gain the muscle and confidence you always wanted in just 12 weeks without all the BS, lies, and misinformation that float around the fitness industry that will leave you with zero results. And so I'm giving you guys the exact copy-paste system that I learned and used in the past few years to gain 40 pounds, okay? I'm giving you guys the truth and correct information to help you make the best transformation as quickly as possible. So if you don't want to miss out on that, go down below and click that first link. You guys are not going to regret it. What is the importance of a caloric surplus, okay? For bulking and gaining muscle. All right, so what exactly is a caloric surplus? We need to define that first. A caloric surplus is going to be where you are consuming more calories than you're burning, okay? It's the simplest definition, okay? You're intaking more than you're burning, okay? And the thing you must understand about your body, and this throws a lot of people off, right? They don't really understand this, but it's really simple. Your body is a closed system. And so what you put into your body is either going to be burned or it's going to be stored. There's no other way, right? It can't magically disappear. It can't magically appear. And that's why, the people who say, well, I just can't seem to lose weight because I've stopped eating as much, but I'm still gaining weight. That means that you're consuming more calories than you are burning, okay? There's no ifs, ands, or buts. Your body is a closed system, and energy cannot be created or destroyed in a closed system. It's going to be burned and used, or it's going to be stored if it's not. And so what this means for you when you're bulking is that you obviously want to store those calories or put them towards muscle, not fat, right? You're trying to gain muscle. You're not trying to gain fat. You're trying to gain muscle. And so what this means is that there has to be a stimulus for it, right? There has to be the reason for the muscle to grow, right? I'm sure we all know this, but the muscle isn't just going to grow by itself. Okay, it has to have the stimulus, has to have a reason to grow. And that's why you go into the gym. You need to make sure you're training hard, you are progressively overloading, constantly getting stronger, or at least striving for that. And always providing that new stimulus, right? And reaching those new levels of strength, which is going to lead to more hypertrophy and more muscle gain. And so to put it as simple as possible, you need to give your muscles a reason to grow, right? Because you're breaking them down, they need to repair. And so when they repair, the extra calories you're eating for the caloric surplus, right? Because say that your maintenance calories, this is just an example, this isn't mine, this isn't yours, this is just an example. Say that your maintenance calories, so how many calories you need to not gain or lose any weight, like how many calories you burn in a day. Okay, so you take these in, they're all burnt and none are stored, and there's no left over, right? So you're not gaining or losing any weight. Say that that's 3,000 calories. If you're eating 3,000 calories, you're not going to gain or lose any weight. But then if you want to pack on the muscle, you got to be adding that stimulus, and then you want to add in those extra calories. That's going to be the fuel to build the muscle after it's broken down in the gym. And so that fuel is going to come from the calories, and then the building blocks that the fuel is going to use. So imagine that the systems in your body are like the construction equipment, okay? And the construction equipment needs fuel to run. That's going to be calories. And then the building blocks that they're using is the protein that you are also consuming in your diet and within your set amount of calories. And then that is being used to build the muscle. So it's like there's a crane, there's a piece of construction equipment. It needs fuel, calories, and it needs a building material, the protein, and it needs a reason to build. The muscle is broken down, it needs to build it back up, it needs to repair it. And those are going to be the only three things that you need to gain muscle, right? And so the caloric surplus is so important because you cannot do it without the calories. It's impossible for you to gain any significant amount of muscle without a caloric surplus. It's still possible, but I assume when I'm talking about this that I'm talking to I'm talking to the guys that are, are a little bit smaller, they're skinnier, they want to pack on the weight, right? Because if you're skinny, you have low fat and you have low muscle, right? If you're skinny fat, you have low muscle and a little bit higher of fat. And then if you're fat, you have high fat and a little bit of muscle even. But I'm assuming that I'm talking to the guys that have low muscle and low fat. But if you are on the other side of it, where you are, say that you are quote unquote skinny fat, so you have a little bit higher of a body fat percentage, but you still have that low muscle mass percentage, right? You don't have a lot of muscle, but you have a little bit of fat. And so you look skinny in t-shirts, but then you take your shirt off and you look fat. That's a good way to describe skinny fat, okay? And so for those of you that are skinny fat, or even those of you who are quote unquote fat, right? And you're not going to be eating in a caloric surplus because you want to actually lose weight. You want to lose weight, but you also want to build muscle. These same principles are still going to apply, right? It still needs the fuel. It still needs the building blocks. It still needs the stimulus. And so the only thing that's going to change there from just straight up bulking, and so the only thing that's going to change there from just straight up bulking is going to be the fuel. So instead of the fuel coming from the extra calories you're consuming, right, the fuel is going to come from your stored body fat. So imagine that, back to that same example, if your caloric maintenance was 3,000 calories, if you eat 3,300, those extra 3,000, given the right stimulus and whatnot, etc., is going to build the muscle. But then if you are a little bit overweight, you have a little bit of extra body fat that you want to burn off, and you also want to build muscle at the same time. This is called the body recomposition. So imagine that same thing where, say that you are 50 pounds heavier, okay, and that's mostly fat, okay, and your maintenance calories is still 3,000 calories. So you're going to eat those 3,000 calories, but then as you train and give your body the protein and the stimulus, right, going and training hard in the gym and eating your high protein diet along with your normal diet, is going to make it so that your extra body fat, because that's fuel as well, those were calories that were previously packed away when they weren't used. That was when you ate too much. Those extra calories that weren't burnt were then stored as fat. But now you're using them now. You're burning them now to build the muscle. And so that's called a body recomposition, where you lose fat and gain muscle at the same time. But the only thing that's going to change is the fuel source, okay? I hope you guys found this information useful. If you ever want to miss a new video, make sure to go down below and click that subscribe button. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Always remember to get her done.